What's got two thumbs and abnormally strong feelings over fictional characters? Clockwork Princess is the third and final book in the Infernal Devices series by Cassandra Clare. If you're wondering what the Infernal Devices series is, imagine the Mortal Instruments series, except make the characters sufferable and make the story like approximately 17 times cooler. I love the Infernal Devices. They're unique, cool, and utterly clever. The characters are remarkable, and I actually give a crap what happens to all of them, even the unspeakably messed up ones. I thought I was ready for the final book in the series after spending so much time with the other two. I've had my heart stomped on by Cassandra Clare's spiked cleats enough times that I thought I was desensitized. Oh, I was terribly wrong. I braced myself for what I thought was going to be the fallout between three characters in the most tragic love triangle since Les Mis, and was not disappointed, but pleasantly surprised. I was so into the angst of this love triangle that I forgot that there were several other things to be angsty about going on in this book. And bless Cassandra Clare for understanding that. Instead of Will and Jem constantly butting heads over Tessa, the book focused on other issues, such as Cecily, the Lightwood brothers, Jem's disease, Tessa's family, Mortmain, and the corrupt motives within the Clave. And thank goodness, because without this divided focus, this could have ended up the worst book of the series. Instead, brace yourself for a bold statement, this turned out to be not only the best book in the Infernal Devices series, but the best book Cassandra Clare has ever written. What about the other TID books? Nope. How about City of Glass, your favorite Mortal Instruments book? Nope. Actually, about TMI, there are a few thoughts I want to get out of the way. Feel free to skip this stuff if you're a diehard TMI fan who gets offended easily. So, like, half the fandom. In my review of Clockwork Prince, I stated kind of hesitantly that I preferred the Infernal Devices series over the Mortal Instruments series. Some of you are like, hey, that's cool. I respect your opinion, and I know you didn't mean to offend anyone. And others were like, burn the witch! Anyway, after reading Clockwork Princess, I've come to have a lot of solid opinions about my preference of one series over the other that I want to share with you, not because I feel like you should have the same feelings, but because, well, this is my review channel, and the feelings I do have during, before, or after a book, come here to share them. Here's the deal. I felt a little bit betrayed reading Clockwork Princess, truth be told. The wonderful story, the immaculate continuity, the intriguing characters. It was so well written that I just couldn't believe this was from the same author who wrote The Mortal Instruments. Before you get mad, let me explain. While I really do like the Mortal Instruments, you guys have heard my complaints before. The very few sparkling characters amongst the lackluster ones, the confusing plot developments, Jace and Clary in general. It's got its disappointing moments that I think have escalated since City of Glass. So when I read something as well written and well thought out as Clockwork Princess, I can't help but think a thought that I was ashamed of thinking at first. If you can write like this, why did you write like that? I respect the Mortal Instruments because I understand that without them, there would be no Infernal Devices. I get that. I do. But weirdly enough, the Infernal Devices made me like the Mortal Instruments less. It's just so much better. The story, the characters, oh my heavens. The characters. Like, the characters in the Mortal Instruments versus the characters in the Infernal Devices, it's just no contest. None. The argument of Will Harrendell versus Jace Wayland is one of the things I get the biggest kick out of in this fandom. Because you guys come up with things like who's hotter or whatever, but I'm here thinking, I care more about Will Harrendell in one book than I've cared about Jace Wayland in several books. And I know it's not right to compare two different series, but you know, takes place in the same universe, same author, so just allow me this. Humor me. Like, the difference between Tessa Gray and Clary Frey as characters is immense. This isn't a matter of who I would like more if I bumped into them at a grocery store. This is about who I think is better written. Okay, and a little about who I would like more if I bumped into them at a grocery store. Tessa. I hate to do this, but I'm gonna go the kinda superficial route and tell you why I like Tessa way more than Clary. I feel bad for Tess when she goes through what she does. I care about Tess. I'm proud of her for remaining true to Jem and being kind to Will and Cecily, Cecily. Hey, Camille!
What?
How do you pronounce Cecily?
Cecily.
Frick yeah! Anyway, I like how she's kind to Will and Cecily and Charlotte and Sophie and everyone. I like that she is a kind-hearted character. I like that she acknowledges her weaknesses and tries to extract them or develop different strengths to counter them, rather than pretend those weaknesses don't exist. And I like that she's wise beyond her years. Clary drives me insane. I acknowledge her bravery, but it doesn't trump out her inanity, serious lack of judgment, and priority placement. Of course, I know that there is a difference between a good character and a character that you like. I know that they're not always the same thing. I get it. I warned you that my argument was going to be a little bit superficial. Just allow me this. Also, Jim and Will's bond versus Alex and Jace, not a contest. Alec is gone and Jace is just like, whatever. Will's gone for 5 seconds, and it's like Jim lost his child at a grocery store. It's really funny. I get a kick out of it. And it's intense and so wonderful. Their bond is one of my favorite things about the Infernal Devices. It says so much about both characters. Jason Alec, meh. All in all, I think the characters of the Mortal Instruments can't hold a candle to the Infernal Devices characters. Even Magnus in the Infernal Devices is more appealing to me as a reader. I still like the Mortal Instruments, but after reading Clockwork Princess, not near as much as before. My interest for the general plot of TMI outweighs my interest for the fate of the characters, by like a lot. Whew, sorry, that was a lot. Again, I don't want you TMI superfans to feel like I'm excluding you, or making fun of you, or trying to make you feel uncomfortable, just nothing like that. I don't want to make you feel like I dislike you, or make you kill me in my sleep, because you will if you feel like you've been wronged. So please understand that I know that you have your opinion, and you have every right to it, just as I have mine. And I hope I didn't hurt anyone's feelings. Back to CP, which was brilliant, and in some ways, inspiring, enlightening. You wouldn't think my favorite part of the story is when Jim is dying and he and Will have what they think will be their last talk, but it is. When they were saying farewell, brother, and everything, I suddenly felt like I understood what it meant to be a parabatai. I felt like I finally understood the bond between parabatai, however you pronounce it. I loved the concept of Mortmain and his Ottomans. He is twisted on a deeper level than most YA fiction authors care to touch on, and he makes for an excellent antagonist. And how interesting is it that there were multiple antagonists here? Members of the Clave that were equally as twisted as Mortmain in their own way. Evil can exist in the dark or the light, as long as it's really good at hiding. I am so glad Cassie Clare highly involved the politics between Shadowhunters. I loved the correspondences between the members of the Clave, and how well that displayed that corruption can exist even where it's not supposed to. These people are like part angel, and some of them are just as terrible as the guy who created an army of murderous robot things. Excluding the main characters, I loved Charlotte and Sophie in this book. In all the books. They have officially entered the league of bad A females in YA fiction. Congratulations, you two. Here's your complimentary Mockingjay pen. The Lightwoods kind of pissed me off. Not because their storyline wasn't super interesting, or because I don't totally ship them with Sophie and Cecily, but because I kept getting them confused. Gideon and Gabriel? Really? I don't remember having this problem in the previous books. I must have, and I'm just not remembering because it was such a problem. Wait, Gideon and Sophie? Isn't that gonna make Gabriel mad? Unless... Wait, who's talking to who? I thought he was the taller one. Those 2 hard G's and 3 syllables, man. I couldn't do it. Would you believe me if I told you the first time I teared up in this book is when Jessamine was dying and she told Will to make sure that no one would destroy her dolls and things because she thought that nobody would want to keep them or keep around the memory of her? Because it was. The plot twist of Jem becoming a silent brother wasn't exactly plot twisty to me, I don't think. Mostly because the bulk of you predicted that forever ago. So it's an idea that's always been there. Still, really cool concept, right? But the plot twist of Tessa's origin, slap my knee and call me David Tennant, because what? I did not see that coming. That was brilliant. Now finally, the ending. I was just so surprised. I'm pretty sure that's the nicest ending we're ever gonna get from Cassandra Clare. But it's weird because she gave me everything I wanted, but nothing I wanted. I think it's because she gave us an extremely kind ending considering, you know, her track record. But I didn't really want the series to end at all, so... How did you guys feel about that? I mean, I kind kinda always knew that Tessa would end up with Will, circumstances being what they were. But Will and Jem? No. The rules of YA fiction clearly state that one half of the fandom must be a furious mob by the time the last book is done. Kidding, obviously. Kind of. I was cool with it, just surprised is all. Like, it's like Christmas for the fandom. They both won, technically. Mostly, I was just devastated that such a great book was over. What a book. What a series. What an ending. What a perfect place to rock back and forth in fetal position. Don't mind if I do.